I'm dealing with construction. I'm dealing with crews who work on the houses, cement, right? And I started noticing like one crew was all white, one crew was all black, one crew was all Mexican.
Wow.
It was, and this is
completely segregated.
Segregated.
I'll bring segregation.
I started noticing that, like, it's a thing. So I remember I was with a white crew, and they were just mouthing off.
Damn, did none of these guys see Remember the Titans? Like,
only Ken's allowed in here.
Alice, are you blind? Don't you see the family resemblance? That's my brother.
All right.
It's part of their culture, you know.
yeah, but culture's changed. That's so outdated and and wrong. Not to mention wrong.
Yeah.
This podcast may contain views and opinions which are those of the hosts and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of any local agency, organization, union, employee, or company, including the podcast.
Hey, what's happening, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Off the Clock Shop Talk. If you guys have never watched the show before, I'm going to do this for the new viewers. Never watched the show before. This is a show all about union, labor movement, and Teamsters. So we follow all labor movement. Today we have a very special guest with a very unique story. So we jump right into it?
Yeah, let's jump right into introductions. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce Raul Perez and Clarissa Perez. Very nice to meet you guys. Obviously we know you, but the viewers out there. So I guess let's kind of get to know Raul and Clarissa. Where do you guys come from? What barn are you guys out of? What do you guys do?
Like, how far you want to go back? Like, where I grew up? And
let's start there. That's fine.
All right. I'm a California native.
Okay.
I grew up in Southeast LA. Went to Bell High School, to 86. Then I went in the Marine Corps right after that.
Oh,
just a little bit closer.
And I did 10 years in the Marine Corps. Got out. Always wanted to drive. Always wanted to see the country. So that's how I got into driving. I was over the road for 5 years with Community Transport, and that's where I met my wife 20 years ago. And did that, and then lived in Florida for a little while for 10 years. Worked for CMEX out there.
Florida.
Yeah.
What's that like? A lot different?
It sucks.
Imagine seeing this before your first cup of coffee. She turned right around, closed the bedroom door, and called 911.
I hated it. The first year I was there, 4 hurricanes came through.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, this is bullshit, man. I need to start getting back to,
4 hurricanes.
Hurricanes, yeah. I went through that state that year. It was 04, right? Yeah. 04?
Yeah.
It's a California hurricane.
I think it was the same year that New Orleans got hit. That same year, I think.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, 04, 03, that season. So, sucked. They were done 5 years of coming in, and I was like, I'm done over the road. And she had property there, and we are going to get married, so I was like, I'm done. So I called my dispatcher because where you want this truck parked? I'm not going back out. So I got rid of the truck. And then the hurricanes hit. So then for like 2 weeks, we didn't have power. It was, all that.
2 weeks without power?
Uh-huh.
Fuck.
That's how it is.
2 weeks without power.
No power equals no water.
No, yeah, everything runs on electricity out there.
Really?
Everything. We're on a property that pulls water from a well. So
Okay.
no power to that.
Okay. Yeah, no
pump.
pumps. Yeah.
Middle of nowhere.
No Miami.
Yeah, no, it's. I tell people I don't live in Florida. I live in Lower Alabama.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's like that. It's rural. It's a lot of racism. Like, I mean,
Northwest Florida?
it's on the Gulf, Central Florida,
Okay.
Citrus County, right?
Interesting.
Yeah, and it was shocking because I would go get a haircut and they're talking like, they're saying the N-word like it's cool. When I worked for CMEX, I did 1 year tanks and I went over and did ready mix. I'm dealing with construction. I'm dealing with crews who work on the houses, cement, right? And I started noticing like one crew was all white, one crew was all black, one crew was all Mexican.
Wow.
It was, and this is
Completely segregated.
segregated.
I'll bring segregation.
I started noticing that, like, it's a thing. So I remember I was with a white crew, and they were just mouthing off.
Damn, did none of these guys see Remember the Titans? Like,
Only Ken's allowed in here.
Alice, are you blind? Don't you see the family resemblance? That's my brother.
All right.
It's part of their culture, you know.
Yeah, but culture's changed. That's so outdated and
Yeah.
and wrong. Not to mention wrong.
Yeah, I was in shock, and it was hard for me because I grew up in Southeast. Not that we're all, you know, but we all get along. Like in LA, Southeast LA, we just get along.
Get along and live.
Yeah, we live with each other. We get along. But that was just in your face, you know.
That's so wild.
Yeah. Did that work for Air Gas for a little bit? I hated that job. I was delivering medical gas to patients.
Oh, yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Which was cool because I'm a vet, and most of the patients were vets, right?
Oh, nice.
Okay.
So you get to know them. You know, these guys were World War II vets, Korean guys, Vietnam guys, right? And then you show up one day, and the entire family's on the porch. And you find out, oh, you're not there to service them. You're there to pick up all their stuff because they died. That sucked because you're walking through all these people and you're there because the corporation's going to move on. Like, all this stuff is rented.
Yeah.
And it's going back on my truck.
All right, we need our stuff back.
Yeah. And they didn't care. Like, I don't have to do this. Yeah, you have to do this.
Damn.
I hated that job, man. I did. Yeah, that was horrible. So when they fired me, I was like, you know, did me a favor.
Yeah.
I tried to get a job out there, and then I was going to go back over the road, but they were like, oh, if you lived in California, well, I'm from California. Well, you need to live there. So, and I always wanted to go back, so I moved back. I lived under my sister's garage for a year. She was going through X-ray school, so she had to stay in Florida with my daughter.
Oh, wow.
So I ended up working for Hercules Transport. They were driving LTL up to Canada and back. So did that, and then she came out, and then she couldn't get a job as an X-ray tech, so she still had her license as a commercial license. So, hey, come on, it's a team operation. You know, be like the old times. And that's what we did for like a year. We were going up to Canada, taking freight up there at LTL. And then I came over to CVS, right? And then she started working for ABF. So,
Oh, wow.
so the other thing is like I was never in the union. When I came to CVS, I joined the union. I had heard all the stories, but I was on the other side. You know,
Yeah.
I was.
You're like, why am I going to pay union dues?
Yeah, yeah. But I had run into, like, when I was working for CMEX, I had a guy who was a union guy in New York City. He hauled water, you know, like bottles of water.
Oh, that's a tough job.
Yeah, and he told me, like, he was working at CMEX, but he already had a pension from New York that he was getting. So all this was gravy for him. Like, but he was, you know, he wanted to keep busy.
Yeah.
He retired, got that pension at like 45 or something because he started really young in New York.
Wow.
And he had acquired, I guess their system, he had acquired enough years service, whatever, to retire and get a pension or pension out early. But he told me about it, and I was like, oh, cool, you know, because I didn't know anything. You know, I was Marine Corps, you know, over the road driver, and then dealing with all these companies, non-union companies. So I've been on the other side.
Yeah.
Brother, this side is way better.
I'll bet it is.
I'm glad you saw the light.
Dude, yeah, it's just, you know, I'm always about trying to educate myself, trying to learn. When I came over and I started learning about not just the Teamsters, but the movement, the labor movement, you know, that started over 100 years ago. The blood that was, you know, that we lost in fighting for just simple things that people think are granted.
Weekends,
Yeah, weekends,
lunches,
sick pay. Yeah,
benefits.
just, it's hilarious. Like, when you know the history, man, we have the riches we have now for these guys who sacrificed. I mean, some with their lives, you know, fighting these companies, you know, to get what we have now that we take for granted. You know, that's why I get kind of pissed off about how some of these young guys come in and they take a lot of things for granted. They don't, like, we're not asking much. Show up to a meeting, bro. Yeah. Once a month, you know, 2 hours.
Say that to the UPS guys.
You know, and I get it. We're all busy. Hey,
I think it's such a small sacrifice just to know what's happening with your local, what's current with the labor movement. That just, it blows my mind. It's just 2 hours out of your day.
Yeah. So anyway, came out here, joined CVS, and I started working for them in 2014. Okay. And I've always been open-minded about, you know, I give everyone the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
So when I first get there, I started learning about the union and you know, all our rules and the contract as much as I can. And then you're on probation for 90 days at CVS. So when I get there, you say, don't trust this dispatcher. This guy's a piece of shit, blah, blah, blah. Or whatever. Everyone talks, right? But until he does something to me, like, whatever, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. So
It's a good way to be.
I was there like my last week on probation. And this is the incident kind of kicked off. What led to my firing probably was we're at a table and we're just waiting around. We're just not doing anything because it's, work was a little slow. So this guy, I'm gonna say his name because I don't care. Yeah, you can beep that off if you want. Sticks his head out and he just yells like, "Get on the goat, get on the yard goat." Doesn't say a name. So I'm like, you say a name. So everyone, gets up and walks away. I just stay like, you didn't say my name. So he sticks out his head again. Raul, didn't I tell you to get on the goat? He goes, no. If you would have said my name, I would have got on the goat. You want me to go on the goat? Yes. All right. I'm out there 5 minutes on the goat. He goes, Raul, they want to see you in the office. I was like, all right, cool. So I take someone with me. That guy told the manager at the time that I refused work, which is a big deal. You don't refuse work, right? He goes, Raul, did you refuse work? I goes, no, I did not refuse work. I told him exactly what happened. How he stuck his head out, didn't say a name. He walked out, then he asked me, and I did it. Like, if you ask me to do something, I will do it. I don't refuse work. But right there, I knew he tried to fire me over bullshit because that's a firing offense. I'm on probation.
Yeah.
So okay, so it is for real. You are a piece of shit. So after that, I was like, I got off probation. The manager told, hey, you're doing a great job. We talked to other stores. We like your work ethic, and you're hired. Don't worry about it. Got off probation like the following 2 days, and then it was like, after that, I respect the position, but I don't respect the man.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty vocal. I'm an honest person. I will look you in the eye and I will tell you, hey, you're a piece of shit or whatever. And I don't care. I don't care. I'll tell people like, hey, this guy's a piece of shit.
You're just honest.
Just tell them.
I'm honest.
Tell it like it is.
I tell how it is.
You don't talk behind their back.
No, that's not my way. So all this gets back to him, of course, because there's a lot of drivers who are like, they're double agents.
Oh, yeah.
You got those guys, and they play both sides. So they're with their friends, and and I don't care. Like, so what? All I care about is that you follow the contract. I will follow the contract. I will do my job, and you need to follow the contract. All I need from you as a manager is to be professional, and I will be professional. But this guy takes everything personal. So he took it as a personal affront that I didn't like him. Like, I'm not licking his ass. No, I'm not going to do that, bro.
Yeah.
It's just not me. I've never
It's
done
like,
it.
where in the contract does it say I have to like you?
Yeah.
I just have to work with you.
Yeah.
It's two totally different things.
This guy, he's butthurt. So he decides like he's going to come after me. Fine, come after me. And he did. He was always petty bullshit. And I was like, whatever.
Always something.
Yeah. And my thing is like, if you cut me and send me home early, I don't care. If you make me work, I don't care. I just spin it so I'm positive about what it. Yeah.
My feelings.
But he's trying to get at you. He's trying to piss you off.
Yeah.
And I don't care. I'm a mercenary. I'm here to make money. I'm not here to be your friend. I'm here to make money. I'm going to be professional. I'm going to do the job. And I'm going to go home. So if you want to key me, fine. If you're going to send me home, fine. I don't care. It all works out at the end of the year, right? That was 2014. So when did he start? What happened? We got a new BA. And we had lost the other guy. And this is the old slate, the old administration. And I don't know what was going on, but we were filing grievances and they weren't going anywhere. This guy was after me.
If you don't mind, we'll beep it out, but who is the BA?
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, he was our BA. And we told him, and he seemed like to be concerned, but like guys were getting fired left and right. It was a bad time. They brought in a new manager. She was like, whatever these dispatchers wanted to say, she went with it. She was not reasonable. And it was a bad time. It was a lot of fear in the yard, and like nothing was getting done. Our grievances weren't going anywhere. Where I got stressed out, like I thought I was having a heart attack one day, because I was so stressed out. What it was like a panic attack.
Yeah.
That's what the doctor said, They would say the right things to us, but no action. Like nothing happened. Like no one's coming to the office. No one's talking to them. Our grievances weren't going anywhere. So we're just kind of floundering, and these guys just kept marching, to fire me.
Yeah.
So first I got suspended for some bullshit, and then I grieved it, and like I said, what's going on with the grievance? Because if you don't start working on the grievance, then they're going to find something else. Mm-hmm. It's going to start stacking up. And I just heard a lot of, oh yeah, this and that, and blah, blah, blah. And then what was the next thing they did? They tried to get me for something that happened on the goat in the yard, which basically was, I guess, they were constantly changing the rules on us about how we check in. I was on the go. It's 8 hours, right? I started at 4. I was supposed to be off at 12:30. But the position I was at, there's only one guy on that position for the day at the time, 1111. It's a lower warehouse. And basically, that work's got to be done. Like, all those trailers got to be moved up to the north side. You're not supposed to leave till that's done, right? And that's how it always was. When I got there, like, you didn't leave this till that was done. Everyone knew that. But then you go, Raul, why are you still here? Because the work's got to get done. You all know this. Yeah. It's 11:11. These trailers got to move up there, you know, because they need them during the night. And so so he goes, well, you need to check in with me when you get to your 8 hours. I go, all right, fine. Did that, you know, and then I was checking in, but then they'd be in their meeting, so I'm waiting. So then the radio's popping off, like, where's Raul? Like, I need trailers moved and shit. Well, I can't do shit because I'm waiting for the word to say I can stay, to approve the overtime. So then he goes, don't come up here. If you have work, just keep on. So they were like flip-flopping.
All right, so which is it?
Yeah,
which is it, guy?
Which
is it?
It depends who you talk to.
Yeah, it all depends who you talk to.
Yeah.
So one of the dispatchers, he didn't want to get bothered with, and the guy who's after me, like, he's on me. Like, you know? So after that interaction, on one day, it was like getting close to the 8 hours. Like, so I was supposed to be off at 12:30. They come around 11-something, 11:50. Raul, can you go do something for me? Like, go check on these trailers. I said, no problem. But it just felt funny, so I called back on my cell phone, and I had a record. Hey, man, are you sure? Because I am close to my time. You sure you want me to do this? He goes, yeah. So, but now I have a record that I called them to make sure. So then I did whatever they wanted, and they called me again. And now I'm at, like, it's like 12:01, 12:02. I'm supposed to be off at 12:30. Raul, I need you to go grab a container and weigh it, which is weird. We don't weigh containers, but they want me to weigh a container, you know, that goes to the yard, to the shipyard down in Long Beach. All right, cool. So what I did, I weighed the container, got the numbers, and then I walked in and I made them see me. So here's the numbers, and they saw me. He goes, what else you guys need? Oh, can you go get this other one? I said, cool. When I got the other container, weighed it. Same thing. I didn't call anything on the radio. I walked in. I saw, make sure everyone saw me, make sure they saw me, and they talked to me. He goes, yeah, here's the numbers. Because that played a big part in my case. And by then, I'm just way past 12:30. It's like 12:45. Meantime, I still have all this other work that I had to complete. So after I'd done whatever they wanted, this extra work that for whatever reason, they decided they wanted me to weigh containers, I had to finish my other work. So that took me to 2 or 3 o'clock, you know. After that, I'm taking my breaks because I have breaks coming to me.
Yeah.
Call, they, Raul, where you at? He goes, I'm down below taking my breaks. Come up here. He goes, didn't I tell you you're supposed to be off, blah, blah, blah. He goes, I'm doing my work. So I had one of the stewards come in, and, you know, I didn't argue with him. I just told him, hey, I'm still doing my work. And he goes, all right, you need to go home. And like the day after that, they suspended me, which is bullshit. Whatever. For stealing time.
Because you went over 8 hours?
Yeah, non-approved overtime.
I'm stealing time doing work.
That they said that I had to do.
Okay.
I don't know, maybe a month later, a couple weeks later, I'm back on the road doing stores. I'm like, I've been driving since '99, and I have like a routine I do about, I make sure my vehicle is running properly. You know, I'm getting paid to make sure that vehicle, if I find any problems with it, I take it to the shop. You know, that's just how I do business, you know, because I'm the last check. If anything happens out there,
That's on you.
that's on me. Yeah. I didn't do so. I always do a proper, you know, pre-trip. So I found something, like something with the air hose. But I'm smart. Like, they were on the catwalk. That's a DOT violation. You can't have air hoses on your catwalk. Took a picture of it because I know they're after me. You know, they're any petty shit. So I took a picture of it, right? So, and I do what I always do. I take it to the shop. I follow the procedures. It's posted on the wall. Driver will fill out this, then wait, you know, either here or on the break room. So I did that. And then they were going to bring me in saying, because they wanted me to get a signature from the dispatcher. Well, that's not fair because you don't make other drivers do that.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, it's got to apply. You has to have a memo that says you want us to do it. It doesn't say that. There's no documentation saying that anywhere. This guy, but he was going to use that to come after me again, right? So they brought me in, and he goes, "What were you doing in the shop?" He goes, "I had a problem with the air hoses. You know, I had them fixed." And then I think the mechanic kind of lied, right, Jose? They were trying to say that was bullshit. You know, but I had documentation, and I took a picture, and I showed them. So after I showed them the picture, they're like, "Oh, we're going to re-adjourn," because I had them like. You don't got shit on me, dude. This is what happened. This is what I saw. There's a date stamp on the picture.
Yeah.
Right? So after that, that's when I got stressed out. I thought I was having a heart attack. You know? And I went home, and I went on a leave of absence. While I'm out on a leave of absence, like in November, this happened in August, I think. I was supposed to go to a meeting here at the hall, right? And it was with my stewards, and the BA, Martha, who runs CVS Transportation, the manager there, and I think a lawyer, one of their lawyers, right? I didn't show up. I didn't have to show up, and I didn't want to show up. I got sick. I said, I'm not coming in. She got pissed. And then I think a week later, I think the day after Veterans Day, I got a letter, certified letter, saying you're fired. Just like that.
Really?
Well, I'm on disability.
They termed you and you were on disability?
That's how they roll over there.
Yeah.
Basically,
Fucking
she got pissed because I didn't show up to her meeting. So I'll show you. All right. So then, during that time, there's the election happening, right? You guys are trying to, the election's happening with Eric, and I'm gonna be honest. I didn't vote for him because I didn't know him. Yeah. I didn't know anything. I know him now. Like I know what he's done for us now, but I was ignorant of what was possible and not possible, and I was trusting these guys, the prior administration, to do their job.
And you feel like your job's kind of in their hands at the moment. I mean, I would
so
feel the same.
We voted how we voted, and then still nothing happened. And then they're out, and then after they're out, like they know because the election happens in November, and then they don't come into January. Crickets. I think I ran into Grant. He was at the hall. No.
Oh, the movie theater.
We ran into him at the movie theater. And he, hey, I'm sorry you guys lost, blah, 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 and he goes, well, that sucks that you got fired, and blah, blah. It seemed like he was going to do something, but again, nothing happened, right? So then the new administration comes in, John Green, right? And we told him about the case, and he goes, well, I don't know where it's at. He goes, well, we gave him everything. So Tim Sprinkle and John Green went in the back, and they said it was in disarray. There was stuff everywhere, and they found my stuff, my package, and they went through it, and they talked to a lawyer, Amanda. He said, "Oh, yes, this is a very winnable case," and they decided to go forward with it. And what burns me is that it was the same case, like nothing had changed between when they had it and when John Green and his new administration got it. Nothing had changed.
So
it was
2 months went by with nothing.
Same case, same paperwork, still there. Something happened. They decided we're not going to fight for him, which that pissed me off. And I was like, we gave you your vote. We voted for you guys, and you guys decided just to walk away from us. She was thinking about almost suing them, because suing the local. Yeah. But then we talked to John Green, and he goes, "Look, we're gonna go bat for you. We're gonna arbitrate this. It's gonna be slow now because COVID had hit in March of 20. So that slowed down the entire process, So I was in purgatory for like almost 2 years. So my hearse did not get heard. Arbitrator, we didn't get a date till like April of 2021.
Wow.
Jeez.
So finally, we get a date, and it had to be on. We had to use Zoom. Yeah. So they had 3 other lawyers, and we had Amanda. And Amanda ate their lunch.
Amanda's bad.
They were a mess. First of all, they tried to say that the case was overextended, that they shouldn't be heard at all. And the arbitrator kind of said, "Well, no, I'm going to hear the case," because they tried. That was like their ace in the hole. Like they were just gonna. The case is overdue, but I go, "Hey, there are circumstances because of COVID and everything was going on. Like I want to hear the case." Yeah. So they were like, Once they heard that the arbitrator's like, I'm going forward with the case, they were like scrambling. I could tell. They were like,
Oh, fuck.
We weren't prepared to hear
because
the
they didn't. Yeah, they thought
They were trying to sweep it under the rug.
they
What?
put
It's
all
old
their
shit. We don't need
cards.
that.
They put all their cards on that one thing, and that fell through. And they were like, "Oh shit, we actually got to work."
Old shit, Raul.
So we were prepared. Like we were prepared. Amanda prepared us, and we just laid out the facts, and their entire case just fell. It just was they basically when you read. I have the arbitration right here, the order. When you read it,
Nice.
right, it's just hurt feelings. Like they don't have
show
any.
up to my meeting.
Yeah, it's just.
And then she's trying to say dishonesty, right in the middle of the
Yeah,
case.
I'm dishonest. Yeah, and then like the arbitrator goes, I'm not here to hear that case. I'm here to hear one. I already dismissed it that this shouldn't be heard at all.
Yeah.
Dismissed. I'm not going forward. The other two was the suspension and the termination. That's what I'm here for, and that's
Yeah.
what we. And he was a really good arbitrator. Like they were trying all their bullshit games. They're like, I'm not dealing with that. I'm hearing the facts of the case. I'm hearing evidence.
Nice.
We presented evidence, and like all their shit just fell apart. Their witnesses were horrible, like Quintana. So I told Amanda, this guy's a misogynist, and he doesn't like women like talking to him. Like he doesn't like women being an authority.
Yeah.
And she like handled him properly. He was sweating. He was nervous. I wanted to laugh, because now you know how it feels, right, bro? Like when someone in authority is coming after you, and she just handled him. He was falling apart during his testimony. With all the other witnesses, in fact, one of their witnesses, a dispatcher, he kind of helped my case because he was just honest. Like he didn't care. Like he's been there 34 years. He doesn't care. He was just like, yeah, this is how it goes down. Blah blah blah. So we got the decision back. It took us 6 months.
Like 6 months.
Like in November of 21. And they go, you won. All three. And you get everything back.
Nice.
Nice.
Pension back, back pay,
Back pay.
vacation.
Fuck
I
yeah.
bought a house with the money.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank
That's
you.
Awesome.
Thank you, Mr. Quintana. That worked out for you
We're
really
gonna have a
well.
lot of beeps in this
Yeah.
episode.
It's fine. It's fine.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna pay on Monday.
It keeps me on my toes.
But then I won the decision, and then they're playing games about when I'm coming back, and
It took a while.
took a while.
Yeah.
I actually came back in December of 21.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So that was almost 2 years, over 2 years.
It's wild.
With all the back pay.
With all the back pay.
With all the back pay, the vacation pay, I got my pension back. I think it cost with my money and all the lawyers' fees and everything I was involved. I think John said about $300,000.
Wow.
That it cost that side.
CVS had to pay.
Yeah.
Or-
Yeah, we're looking for the big check. I was like, "Where's the big check?"
Where's my check?
We'll be mailing them out next week, sir.
Oh, no, I want mine now.
I don't have any checks to give.
Well, that guy got one, right? Give me one of them big ones. I don't care.
Give me one of those big checks.
You still have it.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Apologize for interrupting your regular scheduled programming, but we're going to throw in a quick clip of the Union Hall 952 75th anniversary. This is a short video clip that I made for celebration of the 952's 75th anniversary. Enjoy.
So, but you know, it's ridiculous, and it goes down to this thing about corporations. All they care about is one thing: profit.
I mean, that's
it.
That's it.
If they could get away with it, they would.
Oh yeah.
So the only thing that's stopping them is the unions and whatever regulations are put in place by whatever politicians are, on our side. Because if they could, they would just, they wouldn't pay us. They would pay us peanuts and stuff. You see what they do in other states.
They wouldn't
pay us.
They wouldn't
They
pay
probably
us.
charge us to work for them.
Yes.
Yeah,
Which
me
is-
and George have said that before.
Yes.
If they could make us work for free, they would.
Or charge
They
us to
would.
work there. They would. 100% they would.
So I mean, to be out for 2 years and have this local fight for us. We're a fairly active barn. Like, we've had stewards, and we're like, if they're not doing their job, we fire them. Like, that's what we do. It's not been we fired 2 stewards because they weren't doing their job. One was acting kind of nutty. So we're like, dude, you're off the hook, bro. So we get a petition together, and you're done. Not everyone could be a steward. He's probably a decent, he's involved in certain ways, but I can't be a steward. I'm too honest. Like, I'm a troublemaker. Mm-hmm. I like to work on the outside. Like, she would make a great steward, but some people are good stewards. Tim Sprinkle is a great steward. Yeah. So I talked to him. Jared is a great steward. We have a new guy named Mario. We're learning a lot. He's a good steward. It's a hard job. You got to answer phone calls, and if you're not pulling your weight as a steward, then we're going to find someone else.
Yeah.
We will do that. Mm-hmm. So we're active. A lot of guys are involved, but then we still have a large amount that are apathetic about everything when it comes to the union.
Yeah.
And I try to talk to them like offside and say, look, bro, we have a contract coming up in 13 months. What are you doing to help these guys negotiate the contract? The only thing you can do is show up to a meeting, right? That's an hour out of the month, 2 hours out of the month, right?
Yeah.
That's a lot, because they're going to start seeing that you're going to a meeting, you're involved, and if it comes to we're walking a picket line, they're going to know that we're going to stand at a picket line. We have the numbers. So I'm trying to get that message across, because you guys want a big contract, UPS. That was like a big boost for us, because we're going to look at our numbers and start, hey, we want to see some of that money, because all these companies, they made a lot of money during COVID.
They did.
They made a killing. And I've listened to some of these calls they do to their the investors, the shareholders. And the picture they paint, it's not the same picture they tell the union.
Of course.
Not the same picture.
The union,
yeah.
we're broke.
Oh, we're broke. we're barely making it. I don't know where we're going to be next month. But the investor, oh, no, we're killing it. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, well,
exactly.
all we want is our fair share.
Yeah.
We're the labor. We're actually making it happen. We're driving the trucks. We're loading the trucks. We're making things happen for you to collect your money. I get
asking
it.
for everything.
Yeah.
Just a fair share.
Yeah.
I get it. This is a capitalist system. And within this system, we just want our fair share.
Yeah.
That's it. So that's what I'm pushing for, getting ready for this. I think it's going to be a fight with CBS. Now, there's only 2 DCs on the West Coast, us and Patterson, and we handle 4 states. We do all of Southern Cal, Arizona, Nevada, and we take containers to the harbor for Hawaii. And we're like a moneymaker for CBS. Our majority of our business is pharmacy.
Yeah, pharmaceutical.
So that's a big, liquor. And I tell people, that truck could burn down, and the first question they're going to ask me, did you get the pharmacy off? I swear to God, yeah. That's the first thing they'll ask. Guys will get fired for any weird stuff with the pharmacy. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money involved. In fact, we just won a big decision about getting work back.
Yes, you guys did.
Yeah, that was work that was given to other companies, and they were like, "Hey, that's our work."
Yeah.
And we took it to arbitration. We won. Of course, there was a lot of back and forth. How much money? Yeah. So we weren't even wanting the money. It was like, we want the work back. We got the work back. And he goes, well, it was like 2 years so we want some of that money back. So that was a big fight. And so we got awarded $134,000 that we're going to divide with the guys who were, working. So this, I think, this local's up to almost $500,000.
So what are you guys looking? I mean, not like what are you guys looking for, but how do you think the contract negotiations are going to go?
Well, I think they'll probably usually put out like a dream sheet, like what do you guys want to concentrate on? Yeah, proposals, money, pension. Don't mess with our medical. Yeah, but we see what UPS got. We see what Coke got. We see
Coke got a huge contract too.
Yeah, so that you guys need to step up. You guys ain't gonna hurt.
Yeah,
you're not gonna hurt when this money comes our way. You guys are making more than enough.
Yeah, I heard. I mean, the last contract was great for you guys. Yeah. Well, we had a little bit of technical difficulties, everybody. Took a little break. But we're back at it now. So I guess we'll just move on with more questions. What would you say to the CVSers, since you guys both out of CVS, that are coming into the new contract, just about unity, solidarity, the stuff you guys talked about a little bit earlier, as far as showing your face at the meetings, showing up for like strike authorization, all that stuff. So what's your message to your people?
I would say get off Facebook. If you really have questions, come to the hall, get on the mic, ask questions. That's your right. Yeah. I've talked to 1-2 of the guys, and they're like, all this negative shit going on Facebook, bro. I'm a driver. You're a driver. We're not going to solve anything here, bro. If you got real questions about whatever, come to the hall. It is your right to get on the mic. It happened this last meeting, right?
Yeah.
It's just how it works. We're a Democratic-run organization, and it's your right to come to the mic during new business and ask questions. And if it's not answered, then it's old business.
Yeah.
Okay? Stop squabbling on Facebook and being negative and just putting up all this hearsay, all this bullshit that, it's not going to do anything. Mm-hmm. And then one of the guys I talked to, I kind of braced him. I go, bro, how come you don't come down to the hall, He goes, I don't think nothing's going to change. I don't believe in the system. Oh, so you don't vote, huh? Oh, I vote. Then you believe in the system. If you believe in the system, that's part of our system. Come down to the hall and ask the questions. Mm-hmm. You understand? Yeah. And he kind of blew me off and stuff, but that's what I would say to anyone. That is your right. Come to the hall. If you have a real question, you'll hopefully get a good answer. If not, you'll put awareness out there about whatever you think is wrong, about whatever, it'll be aired out. And it'll be aired out within us, us, the brothers and sisters, not this horse shit on Facebook.
Yeah. And it does kind of play into what Eric said at the meeting, but not only that, into contract negotiations and stuff. Companies pay attention.
Exactly.
No matter what you think you're just talking in private, or, I'll tell a little story. I had a private Facebook page that I only had friends on. No management was on there, nothing. There was a post on my Facebook. Someone had made a comment, and management got wind of it. And I was like, that's weird. How could they get wind of a private Facebook page? No one can see my stuff but my friends. And people think that you're safe sometimes, especially on social media. Companies pay attention. They watch. There's rats in your building, whether you like it or not. Yep. And it's something that we need to be cognizant of, especially during negotiations, because the company, they're there to divide us. They know that a united union is a strong union.
Yeah. They're going to use that against us.
Yeah, 100%.
100%.
Our negotiation team that goes up there, like they need all the ammo. They need it. Part of that is having us united, knowing that if it comes to a picket line, a strike, we're going to stand. Yeah, I would say that to our drivers. If you have a real question, brother, about whatever's going on with this administration, come to the meeting and ask it.
Ask the right people, and
stop being negative on Facebook. You're not helping anyone. I don't know
It's a process, too.
It's a process.
You need to learn how the process to become a contract in a book that you have in your hand. It's a whole long process. If you don't understand the process, then you're going to start talking shit. Hey, I don't get this done. I don't get this done. You just understand how it works.
That is actually one of the biggest misconceptions about contract negotiations out there, is that we can fix everything in one contract. No. It's not possible. It doesn't happen. These bigger contracts, especially CVS, UPS, these are things that have been negotiated for years. We whittled away at this big problem that we have. And, you know, there's always new problems for sure. And you'll get some proposals in there, and we'll do what we can. Yeah. But it's a give and take. You know, you don't want to kill the golden goose. Yeah. You know, you say, you know, someone might say, well, I want to make $100 an hour. That's great. Well, what if the company's bankrupt? You know what I mean? It's just not going to help anything. It's not going to help. So you want to be able to negotiate within the means. So I think that's one of the biggest things that people need to tamper their expectations as far as getting everything. Now, are we going to fight for as much as we can? Fuck yeah, we are. Yeah. We're going to fight tooth and nail. And if we have to, we'll withhold our labor. It is what it is.
Perfect example of that. So we have the other DCs in Patterson up north, right? CVS. So they just became Teamsters. The warehouse did, I think, 2 contracts ago.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, wow. They just became. So anyway, that was a big fight. So they wanted what we wanted, what we have. In our warehouseman. And we're like, this yard, it's like 60 years old. It's been around a long time. It's multiple contracts, different corporations. I mean, I think it was Alpha Beta. It became Lucky's, Albertsons, now CVS. It's an old yard. Our contract has been around. It's gone through all these different negotiations to build it where it's at now. And they wanted all that on day one, which is great. But it takes time to build a contract, to make each 5 years or whatever, how long your contract goes up for negotiations to build that contract, you know. The union is that pressure that's just constantly, you know, it doesn't seem like it's moving that rock, but like anything else, like, you know, water will eventually evaporate a rock, it will destroy it. You just got to have that pressure. And it takes time, you know. And like this last contract, we got a lot of changes. Like John Green did a fantastic job. That negotiating team did a great job.
Shout out to John Green.
Yeah.
Shout out to
John Green. Just, I mean, I don't understand all this bullshit. It comes about, they're shitting on the administration, on Eric, on John Green. Dude, they're asking, how come they don't come back? They're busy. They're working on stuff. They're working on our contract. They're working on issues. They're like, why aren't they coming by the yard? Because I would rather them be working on an issue than coming by the yard, showing their faces or handing out or whatever they're doing. They're doing something. I hope it's something good for all of us as union members. You know, that's what I expect. I don't need to be seeing them. I need to know that they're out there working. And all I see is the proof in the pudding. You know, I'm back. We're not getting guys fired anymore. We're fighting grievances like we never before. Like the company now is like learned to like quit fucking with us for right now. Really, they're not doing the same things they were doing before. Mm-hmm. That's because of John Green and our stewards, you know. Anything weird happens, they put up agreements. And they carry on the agreements all the way to, we've won like 2 or 3 arbitrations already. Mm-hmm. You know, big money arbitrations. So, no, I don't need to see John Green at the yard. I don't need that.
And I will say, look, and this is just from firsthand knowledge, John Green negotiates. He's one of our head negotiators, him and Frank Sevilla. But, I mean, John Green negotiates so many contracts. I don't know how he has time to sleep, much less go anywhere.
Right. And if you need to see them that badly, go to the meeting.
Come to the hall.
Yeah.
That's what they're for.
Say hi.
Yeah.
And you have your agents, you know, that'll come by. And, you know, it just, I feel like some people always are going to find something to complain about. It doesn't matter what's going on. Because if you look at the local, and I've been a part of this local for 20 years, you know, well, 22 years now. If you look at the local prior, you know, 5-10 years ago, we're a whole different thing. Yeah. We are a whole different thing.
Night and day.
I'm not here to talk shit on anybody. It's just the direction the local's going right now is great. It's phenomenal.
It's like we're on the map.
Yeah.
Like before, I used to go to the women's conference with my local gear. And nobody knew who I was. Local 952, okay. But now I go, John Green, Eric Jimenez, you know, they know. I'm like, it feels good.
Yeah.
People
It's
recognize
nice.
our local.
Definitely is.
People know our local now. Like we walk into other people from across the country. Everyone's there. Canada's there. You know, people from Samoa, Hawaii, Puerto Rico, and like they know 952. They know Eric Jimenez. You know,
so they're doing something good, definitely.
Yeah. Well, we have 2 reps now in the building, which we never had before. Eric is a package division representative, and James is a warehouse division representative. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Nice to have that juice.
We have a voice.
IBT now.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, any last words? Anything you want to put out there?
Come to the meetings.
It's fun.
It's fun. I mean, yeah.
It is. It's a
Good time.
lifestyle, but it is definitely fun.
Yeah. And you learn a lot.
You learn a lot.
You do learn a lot.
Listen to this show. This is a great show. A lot of information on this podcast.
Subscribe.
Hit
a like.
See, I don't even have to say it. Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you. I'm going to say it anyway.
So they say that hindsight, you have 20/20, right? So just want to touch back on this real quick. You don't have to go into depth, but just what advice would you give yourself going into your hearing, I guess, right? Your arbitration. What advice would you give yourself, knowing what you know now?
Collecting a lot of evidence. Like I knew they were after me, so I write books. We have trip sheets. I write a book. You know what I mean? I write everything down. I have to take notes. I take pictures. And a lot of the evidence was used in my arbitration. Listen to your lawyer. When you testify, she tells you, hey, if they ask you a question, it's either a yes or a no, or I don't know. Don't elaborate.
Yeah.
Don't listen to your lawyer. Like Amanda's really good.
Less is more.
Yeah, less is more. Stick to the facts and keep it to yes or a no. And if you don't know, you don't know. Don't start making shit up. I remember the other side was just, that hurt them.
Yeah, I don't recall is pretty good.
That's a great answer.
It's always a great answer. So.
Maybe you can get that in your contract. We actually got that in ours.
Oh, really?
It's you cannot be disciplined for not remembering. Ooh. So we can say I don't recall.
John Green.
Yeah. John Green.
It is what it is. Maybe that's a proposal for you.
And like you guys talked about Y gunner rights, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's your right. Like use it. A lot of guys don't even know what that is.
Know it, yeah.
Don't
First
know
learn
it. Every time I see a guy going in the office by himself, dude, what are you doing? Take someone with you. If not, take a steward with you.
Yeah, you should be a steward. Yeah,
it's your right. And it's a lot of it's just education. I don't know. Some of you guys think like, oh, they're not going to hurt. Dude, they don't care. Their management, anyone on that side of the window, they're not our friend. Yeah. If they can, they will discipline you or they will fire you, because
not lose sleep over.
Yeah, not sleep. Right. No, they don't care. So some guys try to be friends with that side. He goes, they're not our friends, dude. I mean, I'm cordial with them. I'm professional.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they're on that side of the window, and I'm on this side.
Yeah.
I try to keep that separation as much as I can. I'm a professional. Come on. Yeah, and just watch your P's and Q's. If you get into a beef or a jackpot, you need to help the union collect evidence. A hearing is going to be just like a court hearing. There's going to be evidence involved. Make sure you cover your ass.
Yeah, it's good advice.
It's good advice.
I mean, Salas is actually the guru. He's been at UPS longer than by 3 or 4 years, but he learned really young to document everything. He would document his day. How many stops I did, what time did I start? What time did I finish? What, was I late? What time did I get back in the building? All that stuff. And it came, not just in handy. It was super important when they would try to discipline him. Like, oh, I remember that date. Hold on. I'm going to go back and I'm going to check my notes. Yeah, I have all my notes for every day that I work.
I take a picture on my trip sheet every night when I'm done.
That's awesome.
Because once it goes across the window.
Yeah. Who knows?
They lose it.
They lose
Very
it.
Conveniently.
We've had cases where there's video everywhere, and when the video is going to say something like it's going to make them look bad, we don't know where it's at.
Yeah, the video
disappears.
Of course.
But when it's the other way around, we got plenty of video.
We got 3 angles.
Exactly. So Like, I always make it a habit to always document my trip sheet. That's on me. If anything weird happens to that trip sheet or anything's added or deleted, I got you. Yeah.
Phone calls are great.
Phone calls are
great.
got
taken to the back because I spent so much time in the yard. And I said, well, I'll call dispatch and let them know I'm sitting here.
Yeah.
So when I show her my phone, there it is, dispatch. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll check on that. Not my problem.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for coming out. Clarissa, you're next. We're going to have another episode where we get to know you. We got to know your husband. It's been great. Like I said, I appreciate you guys coming out on a Saturday this week, spending some time with us.
Beautiful cocktails.
George.
Oh, yes, thank you.
That's all George.
Delicious.
George is our resident bartender.
Until we get one.
We appreciate it.
Top notch.
But thank you guys for tuning in every week. We appreciate you. Please like, share, subscribe. Like Clarissa said, hit the like button. Subscribe, please. That one's big. I know a lot of you guys watch and you don't subscribe. Please subscribe.
It'll help us out a ton.
Yeah, it'll help us out. We know more people watch than are subscribed. So please subscribe. Shares are huge. Please follow us on Instagram at ocst.952.
Email us at ocst.000@gmail.com with all your questions, comments, and concerns. And I think that's it.
Yeah, thank you guys again. And you out there, we'll see you next week.
Invest in yourself.